Yo, what is going on, guys? Sekapoko here, bringing you another Genshin Impact video. For this video, we'll be going over a beginner guide to give you the full details of what to expect when starting Genshin Impact. I'm going to be going over specific things throughout the video, of course, because, you know, I love you guys, timestamps. But I do have a disclaimer that's going to be coming right after the intro, so stay tuned for that. Oh yeah, there's a new Genshin intro. So without further ado, let's go and jump right into it. So as I mentioned in my previous video, this is going to be the last video that I'm doing for Genshin Impact on this channel. So I want to say thank you so much for all the support and everything. If you do want to see more content for Genshin Impact, go and check out my other channels. It can be over here, and we're starting to put out content. I'm putting it out on the daily, trying to put out 2 videos a day, hopefully, for the next couple weeks. But this is, again, the last content here. So if you want to link to that channel, it's going to be in the description below, as well as in the comment section, and hopefully over there if I'm a genius. First and foremost, let's go over the gacha systems. The gacha system for this game is pretty darn simple. For this game, it is a 0.6% 5-star rate, and the 5 stars are going to include a total of I think it's like a total of 10 or something like that on launch of the game. I have to go over how many. But what's really nice about this gacha system is there actually is a built-in pity system. So if you did see my polls for this for the actual Genshin polls that I did for my original polls, actually on the last multi I got something really crazy, and I didn't know why, but now I know it's actually because on the 9th multi-summon, and this does transfer between banners, you actually get a guaranteed 5-star item or character. So that's cool. That's really cool. So the items or characters, of course, that you can get are going to be the characters here. We get Kiki, Jean, Mona, Diluc, all in the weapons that you can get, and I'm going to show you some of those as well. And there's going to be more of these characters that are going to be available on launch, and I'll be showing those as well. The other thing about the gacha system is that there is a 5.1% 4-star, but every single multi-summon that you do, or single summons, if you do a total of 10 single summons, you are going to get a guaranteed 4-star unit. I believe this allows you to do single summons, which is really weird. They haven't really said, they just said that per 10 attempts, and it doesn't look like you get a guaranteed one for, if we go into the actual gacha summon banner, it doesn't look like there's any kind of bonuses for doing a multi-summon. So what's really interesting is that you can actually do single summons in this game based on the verbiage of the banner and get the exact same results as if you did a multi-summon. So if you did want to do constant single summons in this banner, this is one of the few gacha games where that's available to do. However, if you get dupes of weapons, etc., or whatever 10 multis, etc., you're going to get also these other things that are called Master Light Star Glitter, which are going to be other rewards that you can actually use for the gacha system. And then the gacha system, of course, if you wanted to know for the shop, is right here. If you had escape, go to the shop. You're able to then go and buy things for Starlight Glitter. Starlight Glitter allows you to buy some characters that refresh daily throughout the week. They're going to be usually 4-star characters here. Well, you get a Quaint Fate as well as Intertwined Fate. Quaint Fates are basically the pull tickets that you're going to need to summon for more on the banner, and the Intertwined Fates are going to be summons that the things you're going to need for specifically, I think it's the event banners. That's what I've been told, and that's how I think it's working. So there are some limited units that will be coming out on launch. One of them, of course, has been mentioned to me. I don't know for certain, but it's going to be the character Venti. And Venti is a very, very good top tier unit that I believe will require Intertwined Fates on his banner. I'm not 100% on this. Again, I'm like 30% sure, but that's what it's been explained to me how an Intertwined Fate works, because we can't use them on the current closed beta, so I haven't actually seen how that's working. The other things that are in here are just going to be 4-star weapons. None of these are going to be very, very good weapons that you should pick up. Do not pick up these weapons, in my personal opinion, because you can actually craft weapons of this rarity already, so don't pick up any of the weapons. These materials that you see here for all these epic materials, as well as lower rank materials, all of these are obtainable in the game, and you can actually farm these through enemies as you keep going, and you do not need to pick these up. These are things that you do not need to get, so don't pick those up at all. The other things you got to know for the Stardust Exchange, which are other things that you get for doing multi-summons or recurrent summons on the banner. Of course, you're going to get actually Intertwined Fates, and you can't see it here, but you also get a Quaint Fates, which are the main banner summons, and they're going to cost a total of 75. These are definitely worth. The other things that you can get on this banner are going to be Mora as well as adventure tickets. But I believe these they summon, as you can see, you can actually do this per month. So every month you can actually exchange your dupe currency or whatever it is, or whatever the banner currency, in order to get more free summons. So they're giving lots of free summons per month regarding this, and they're actually discounted, as you can see here, but they may not be discounted in the future. I'm just happy to see that we're getting stuff. Everything else in here besides the Mora, I would say, is not really worth getting, but if you're free to play, you probably should just stick to the summons anyways. For those of you out here who are a little bit more pay to play and you're looking for something that's going to be good budget bundles, of course, the things that you can get, this is the Blessing of the Welkin Moon. This is going to be the monthly pack that they said. There are going to be more bargain packs they're going to be adding at a later date. They said they're probably going to be adding things that are going to be available for Primo Gems, but Primo Gems, if you wanted to know, you can actually exchange for Genesis Crystals. Genesis Crystals you can buy in-game, and then you transfer them over to get Primo Gems. And Genesis Crystals you can use to purchase other things in the game, and you can get lots of other things with that. The starter bundles, I didn't really see a ton of that was value here. This right here at 50,000 Mora, this is not really a good starter bundle in my opinion. Neither of these are very, very good. This is like maybe hours and hours of farming, but like not that many hours, and you can get this stuff anyway, so I really don't think these are very much worth, but if you wanted to buy those, you could. They didn't really say there was any other, there's no other packs on here that I can see right now, but the best value pack is this one right here, and there's probably going to be other ones to come as well. Next thing you gotta know is premium currency. So the premium currency of this game, of course, is going to be Primo Gems. Premium currency is the thing that you're going to be using for summons. It is a total of 1,600 of these bad boys for a multi-summon. You can get them from achievements, you can get them from farming daily chests. There are plenty of ways of actually getting Primo Gems free to play, and they're all going to be all included in this video, so you can see a ton of different ways of getting them. A lot of things that people do throughout the day when they finish all their dailies is they actually go around throughout the entire universe of the game and looking for chests that have spawned. The chests that spawn will actually drop anywhere between 0 to 10 Primo Gems. Chests at the lowest registry was common will drop will drop 0. The exquisite chest, which is the next rank up, will drop 2. The other ones that will drop are the luxurious chests, and then finally they have the luscious chest, which will drop a total of 10. But you can actually go around the entire map every single day looking for chests because the chests do respawn. Next up, we're going to be going over characters and how they work. So in your whole tip, you're actually going to have a squad of 4 characters. So in your squad, as you can see over here on the right hand side, I have a squad of 4 characters that are available, and you actually interchange between each of the 4 characters in order to get yourself combination attacks and do very high damage to enemies. There are a lot of different kinds of characters that are out there that are based on elements, and each of the elements do interact with other ones interchangeably. I will have a different video that's going to describe the elements and give you a different idea on how you can maximize your damage against enemies, and that's going to be a video hopefully probably within like a day or so of this video, so stay tuned for that video where I go over specific damage values. Now you can see here, each character that on the field is going to have 2 separate abilities. The first ability is going to, actually 3 separate. First ability is going to be white attack, where they're just going to do basic attacks against enemies. The attacks will actually ramp up in damage as you keep going, and they're going to have an E ability that's going to be on a basic cooldown. Now this basic cooldown ability, you can see, will just do something that will launch back out here, and then will go on cooldown once the enemy leaves. The other ability that you can see here is going to be the ultimate ability, and this is going to be something that people refer to that as your energy ability or whatnot, and the energy ability, as you can see, is not completely folded up. You can see it was purple before and now it's not. That means that you're actually going to have to deal damage and do different types of abilities in order to gain energy so that you can actually use your ability again. The other thing about this game is that since I mentioned there are many different elements, of course you can synergize elements to get a little bit more damage. So this character right here is affected by an ability called Wet, and Wet is then going to take different damages from different elements. If I go up to this enemy right here, you can see that he took a lot of different damages from a lot of different things there, and he just exploded with damage. That's because a lot of it was elemental synergy damage. So if I just hit this guy normally though, and I go over to him and I hit BAM, he just takes the normal hit and then my legendary weapon did damage too. But there's a lot of status effects that go along with it. For different characters, like this one right here, for a melee character, you can see I can go up to him and go BAM, and just as one attack here. And if I use an ability here, it might do an elemental attack, where it does that. Sometimes the elemental will actually synergize, where he actually had that wet effect on him and the fire effect, which will cause a second effect. You can see there I didn't get any premium currency because that was a common chest. So over here I'm going to show you some a really cool synergy of how the damage looks when you do multiple enemies at the same time while using multiple different abilities, so that you can get lots of energy synergies and do tons of damage. So here you can see the little synergy spot. It says vapor charge, electro charge, etc. And I'm just going to do more and more things, and then boom, 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 and they all fall over. So once you just do lots of energy synergy between lots of different elements. You can get lots of damage because the damage will just massively scale infinitely, and it's really cool because the elements can synergize in many different ways. The elements of the game, you can see here there's a whole color wheel here that's going to actually rise where you actually, if you use a water ability with an electro ability, it's going to get electro charge. You need overload here, etc. So this whole color wheel will describe a little bit more exactly what you can get. The wind element will actually boost everything for fire, water, ice, and lightning. The crystallized element will do the same thing, but also generate a shield that will come out on the ground. And the shield you just walk over and will actually provide a reduction in damage that coming your way. Burning damage, by the way, also has a different effect on it, where it's going to deal ongoing pyro damage for a specific duration, which is really cool. And you see a lot of different kinds of effects synergized to do many different amounts of damage. The multipliers on the damage actually varies between things, and you're actually going to get varying damage abilities based on the type of synergy between the two components. Next up, we're going to go over characters real quick, and we're going to be talking about the characters that you get in your carrot and what you can get. So, of course, there are many rarities of characters. There are 4-star characters, 5-star characters, etc. And the difference between them is actually really interesting. But the other thing that you can get besides that is 5-star weapons. And 5-star weapons are actually insanely strong in comparison to their counterparts at 4-star weapons. You can see here I have a level 50 weapon here and a level 60 weapon here. You can see the massive amount of attack difference you have between the two. And the thing with my legendary weapon is actually just an extra attack every 4 seconds, which makes it really, really strong. So rarity of weapons does matter, and you actually you can actually basically take your character up a tier just by changing the weapon, which is crazy good. The other thing with the characters, of course, they all are going to have gear in their characters in the sets, and the gear that they're going to have are called artifacts. Artifacts are things that have different set bonuses, and you can actually synergize between multiple different set bonuses between sets of artifacts. Each artifact set has either 1, 2, or 4 on the set bonuses. For an artifact set with 1 set bonus, they only come for I believe, the circuit variety, and I believe this is one right here, where you have a 1-piece set bonus where it's basically just going to reduce damage taken from another thing. But you can actually increase your critical chance rate, you can increase your energy recharge rate, which makes your ultimates charge faster, increase different kinds of healing, increase elemental mastery to get yourself more elemental damage and get more synergy in your basic burst attacks when you do multiple elements together. And of course you can boost just raw attack if I can find the piece that does it. And the thing about these elemental synergies and all the pieces that I've just mentioned is that the thing about the artifacts that I just mentioned is that really, really key thing is that each of the pieces is going to have a very big RNG factor. There are 2 big things on the RNG factor. The first are these substats here that you can see here. You can see you get a lot less of them on the lower rarities as well as lower levels. And this right here is what happens when you upgrade the weapon. At level 4, level 8, level 12, level 16, and level 20. You actually get extra substats on the actual artifacts, and these substats will be listed here. However, what's going to happen as well on top of this is the flower as well as the feather that you see here are both things that are going to have either HP or attack. But the hourglass, the goblet, as well as the crown here are all going to have variable types of substats for their main stat. Some will give an HP percentage, some will give crit rate percentage, attack percentage, some can even give like what's another one? Elemental mastery. Some can give defense. Some can give like healing and stuff. Let's see. The one can give physical damage. They can give elemental damage. Specific types of damage for different types of elements. This one gives pyro damage. So it can go crazy in the amount of customization for the character. So the major RNG aspect for when you're grinding gear is going to be for your artifacts. So make sure that you have a good main role on those 3 types of artifacts before you start investing heavily into a piece. And make sure it's one of the set bonuses that you do want. Typically what you want early on is you want one of the set bonuses that's going to be really, really good. And I'll have a specific video going over artifacts and how you should maximize them, because that's going to be a lot lengthier of a video, and I don't want to go over too much in this video. Next up is going to be the dupe system for the game. So the dupe system for the game is going to be very cool. So the dupes for the characters make the characters immensely stronger. Now the dupes will also give you this thing called Stella Fortuna, and the Stella Fortuna will be specific to the kind of character that you get. So if you do a duplicate of a character, you're going to get a Fischl Stella Fortuna for Fischl, and what if it was for Mona? It would be another one for Mona. But you'll get a completely different passive ability that's going to work for your characters, that it's going to change, and you get more and more passive abilities as as the duplicates keep going. So if you get lots of dupes of a character, it's actually exceptional. The dupe system here is extremely good up to the 7th copy of the unit. So you get a total of 6 extra copies, so a total of 7 copies total to get a crazy amount of damage for characters. So if you get dupes, don't be discouraged. It's actually insane, and the damage difference you can see on some of these units is insanely powerful. So know that getting dupes is a very good thing, not a very bad thing, and you do not have to go all in for dupes. If you really want to, you can, but I don't think you need to. Next up, we're going to have talents, and talents are the abilities that we just went over for the actual abilities that the characters do have. Because they do have specific abilities, each one of those abilities can actually be upgraded. So if you wanted to level up your level of talents, you can see if I wanted to take a talent and move from level 3 all the way up to level 4, I can actually improve my normal attack damage. And the normal attack damage can be ramped by, you can see, about 5% here. I can also ramp my ability damage. I can even ramp up my ultimate damage to get my characters more and more damage, which is really cool. I very much like that you can actually upgrade the characters in multiple different ways, where you can go, the weapons can be upgraded by enhancing them and ascending them. The other things can be, you can upgrade the talents, etc. Now we're gonna go into the level up system, and the reason I want to go over this last is because leveling up your characters is something that's really, really tricky. So as you can see here, my character level is 53 of 60, and I've actually stopped leveling up characters because the gains are not as good. So if we go down to a character, I think I have one at level 1, Bennett, right? All right, so Bennett starts at level 1, and the first level cap is going to be 20.
Adventure team, assemble!
Shut up, Bennett. All right, and Bennett is, since he starts max caps at level 20, once you get to level 20, you're gonna lock up to level 40, and level 40 then goes to level 50, as you can see here, and then level 50 goes to level 60, and so on. But when you want to ascend, once you get a character to the max of those, once you want to level up a character, you have to use these things called Hero's Wit XP material. And the thing that with these things is they cost a very large amount of gold to level up your characters. So at the higher level for characters, you're going to need a lot of gold. You can see one of these purple books barely gets me 1/4 of my bar, whereas if I use it on a level 1 character, it's 8 freaking levels.
Adventure team, assemble!
So just know that for certain characters, it's going to be a very large grind. The other thing you got to know about is for characters and weapons, you're going to need to ascend them once you reach the character cap, which is basically evolving them so they can unlock the next tier of stuff. Once you ascend them, you do get a stat gain as well, but they will cost specific materials. The materials that you get are farmable materials for every single character in the game, but certain characters are going to be a little bit capped on what they can get. There is another leveling system that we have to go over, and the last leveling system we're going to be going over, which is the main leveling system in the game, is called Adventure Rank, or AR. AR is the way that you can actually unlock a lot of different things in the game. You notice when I went to the shop earlier, it said I needed to have Adventure Rank at a certain level in order to do different things. So if I go down to the shop here, I needed to have an Adventure Rank of 35 in order to even buy these things. So I can't even buy them right now if I wanted to. But the thing is, I don't even need those ones because it doesn't matter. But Adventure Rank is something that you grind for getting chests in the game. You get them from doing quests, daily missions, etc. And yes, there are daily missions, and they're very easy to figure out what they are. Essentially, you want to adventure rank that you want to go to first initially in the game is adventure rank 20, and get there as quick as possible, because that's going to allow you to get a lot of different things, and you'll know what they are because they'll tell you right when you get there. So get your adventure rank up as quickly as possible when playing this game. That is the premium thing that you need to do besides getting all the dailies done. All right, the other thing about the adventure rank is that it's going to unlock different abilities for your characters that unlock different character levels, etc. So you can actually progress even further. If I go into my actual kit right here, and I want to go to the weapon for official here, and I say, hey, I would like to enhance this weapon. Oh, I can't do it because I cannot do anything more because I have not reached adventure rank 35. So you are actually walled on progressing even further. You're progressing too quickly in your world because they want you to be paced at the way that the world will actually go. So just know that adventure rank is the way that they have it in the game to pace you, and the way you gain adventure rank is by just doing the chest, opening chests, doing dailies, etc. The way you get experience in this game for your characters is from the books, but the way you get the real experience for your total account is through the adventure rank, and that's the one that really matters.
So, Sekapoko, this is incredible information, and I really much enjoy this, but now I'm trying to reroll my characters, and I want to know if I can get something Gucci for them, and if I should go for a 4-star character with a 5-star weapon, or a 5-star character with a 4-star weapon, or what should I go for, Sekapoko? I am not quite sure, because you've given me so much information, I just don't
hint to what to do. Well, actually, if you do want to know more about 4-star weapons or 5-star weapons or 5-star characters and which one is actually better to go for a reroll for, I have an entire video that's dedicated to that. Link to that video in the description below or over there because I'm a genius. So, Sekapoko, which ones are the good ones? Tell me about the good characters. All right, let's go over them. So these are the ones that are going to be available on launch. They said that there's going to be Kiki, Mona. I don't know if Zhao's going to be on launch. I think so. Maybe we'll see. He has a portrait, but I don't know if they have it. That's what he looks like. He's cool. I like him. He's one of the coolest looking characters. Zhao is cool. Klee is the highest damage in the game from the beta, and I did have a video on Klee. If you want to check that out, it's on the channel. Link to that in the description below as well. Diluc does a massive amount of damage and is a claymore type of character. Very, very cool character to use. Keyking is a very fast character. So if you like sword, rapier type of characters, that's one of those. Mona's kind of like a damage support character that's going to synergize and boost your other character's damage. Crazy character for that. I'll have a video on her that's going to be coming out in the next couple days. Klee, I put a video already for her. She's insanely cool. We got Jean, who's one of the main characters that are coming out. It's really kind of a cool character. It's kind of a healer character that's very akin to your main character, very similar to that, except it's also going to be kind of a healer at the same time. Key King, as I said again, fast-paced lightning character. Venti is a character that a lot of people are going to want to pull for. Everyone says that he's the quote-unquote best character in the game, but he's going to be a limited unit. He's actually not going to be on every single banner in the game. He's only going to be on this banner specifically here, so he might be a more limited unit to you want to reroll for. Zhao, I haven't really seen a ton of gameplay for, and I haven't checked him out. And Kiki is a very interesting Frost character that I was kind of interested in watching, but I really didn't like too much. But the two characters, the thing about these characters is that there are a ton of 4-star characters, and a lot of them are viable. I haven't really seen a ton of gameplay on every single one of them, and the synergy between them, but I can tell you the game is not so much about which character you should pull for, it's more about which characters synergize together to make your teams a lot better if you're doing solo mode, and if you're doing team or co-op mode, it's going to be very different if you're going to be doing with those characters. What I've experienced too in co-op is that some characters are very, very good and other characters not so great. One of the characters I actually did use really well in co-op just yesterday with a bunch of friends was I tried Mona, and we were trying to boost other people's damage, and the amount of damage that people were doing actually quadrupled because I was bringing up Mona. So certain characters can actually boost damage extremely heavily where other characters are massive damage dealers. It really just depends on how you're going to be doing the damage, what character you want to go for, but there is no best character. Just go with the character that you think looks the coolest and plays the coolest. That's all you got to worry about. The character, this game is not super, super big on needing to reroll a ton because, you know, the characters are all really good and there's very few characters that are just dog shit. I mean, a lot of people said that Bennett was not good, and I was looking at his kit and I tried him, I was looking at his synergies with other things, and honestly, I didn't really think he was crap. Ning Wang, some people said it was really low damage. I thought it was a support character, and then people were putting out high damage videos with her. So the thing is, the game is so in its infancy, it's really hard to tell you what the best characters are for rerolls, but if you want to go for a reroll, just go for any 5-star that you get that for the character that you think looks the coolest, and go for that character. Alright guys, my name's Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Oh, and follow and subscribe to the new channel too. Link to that description below. Please. Helps out. You guys are also awesome. I did say this earlier in the video. Thank you for 2K subs in the new channel in like 2 days. Y'all are nuts. Bye.